Oklahoma public school students could soon earn education credits through the Satanic Temple Academy. And I'm going to try to do this whole article without laughing because it is not a laughing matter. It's actually very serious because this is the most recent protest by the Satanic Temple against the ever-eroding separation between church and state in Oklahoma. Because Oklahoma recently passed a bill that would force school districts to adopt a policy which allows students to go off campus to attend a religious or moral instruction course taught by an independent entity. They could miss some number of classes per week, and importantly, the instructors of these courses do not need to be licensed or certified teachers. So the Satanic Temple, in case you didn't know, they don't believe in Satan. They function mostly as a protest group against the separation of church and state. Whenever Christians get privileges or government funding, they ask for the same thing for their religion and get shot down. And then it turns into a lawsuit about the separation between church and state. And they're doing this just to make Oklahoma look bad. I'm hoping to God they pick the kids up in an all-black, like, goth school bus with pentagrams on it to take them off campus. In case you're wondering, the Satanic Temple actually does run several after-school education programs, some in Colorado and I believe in Washington. These were called Educating with Satan, which all of the instructors, very goth-looking. They do face paint makeup. They let the kids do science experiments. I think this is a theremin wand that they're playing with. And they encourage them to eat healthy snacks. They're like extra omega level wholesome, and a lot of the people volunteering are certified counselors or instructors just to make the churches look bad, just in case they say, well, we think people should have credentials anyway. Well, they have them, and a lot of people that teach from the churches don't. So in a post on social media, the Satanic Temple stated their Hellion Academy of Independent Learning, otherwise known as HAIL, as in Hail Satan, could soon be available for Oklahoma students. They said the Satanic Temple believes that public schools should be free from religious influence. We, however, are prepared to ensure that our members' children receive the same opportunities as those participating in other religions' programs. And what they're basically doing is begging. They're just setting up Oklahoma to swat this down and not approve any of their programs, even though they're overqualified, so that then they can sue the state of Oklahoma for religious discrimination. So it's absolutely wild and hilarious, and they usually end up winning these lawsuits and engagements. So at the very worst, we get another Educating with Satan club, which is just always amusing to me. A family whose roof was damaged by space debris is filing claims against NASA, hoping to set a precedent for future victims, stating that whatever NASA does is going to send a strong signal to the space industry. Now, what you're looking at right here is a piece of space debris. I believe this is part of a jettison support bracket from the International Space Station that fell and hit somebody's house. Space debris in general is any or all of the junk that's floating around in Earth orbit. Our decades of satellite launches, private, commercial, military, you name it, are all up here sitting slowly crashing back into the planet. Now, most of these things fully disintegrate into dust and don't hit anything, but this is the real image of how much real space debris there is. Those are not stars. Each one of those is a piece of junk or a junk satellite of some kind, and these things do fall down, and sometimes they don't fully disintegrate. Sometimes they fall down like big, heavy lead rods and slam into people's homes in Florida, of all places, as happened to be in Naples, Florida. So what this person decided to do is sue NASA, seeking damages in excess of $80,000 for non-insured property damage loss, business interruption damages, emotional and mental anguish damages, and the cost of assistance from third parties. And if you might say $80,000 sounds a little low, that's because the person, Alejandro Otero, says, "We intentionally kept it very reasonable because we did not want to appear to NASA that my clients are seeking a windfall," said his lawyer. What they're actually seeking to do is to create a precedence because, he said, how NASA responds will, in my view, be foundational to how future claims are handled. And that's very important because there's increasing private activity into space. Not only SpaceX, but dozens, hundreds of other companies are launching things into space. And there's no precedent, not a lot of legal remedy, not a lot of case law, not a lot of regulation about what to do when these large objects fall back to Earth and slam into people's houses. And it's pretty rare right now, but as population increases and as launches massively increase, we're going to see a lot more cases like this. So I too am curious to see how NASA responds. Next up today, California lawmakers are considering making mandatory internet ID checks the standard for the entire state, such that you might have to enter your state ID before you even log on to the internet, depending on how this bill shakes out. I think that's very extreme. Today's article is coming from the Electronic Freedom Front, which is a very progressive and also First Amendment type progressive for internet rights, and they're very against this. So Californian lawmakers are debating a bill that would require internet users to show their ID before looking at any explicit content. This is very similar to the laws that have rolled out in Nevada, in Arkansas, in Texas, in Florida, in Kentucky. You're starting to see a trend with this kind of situation here. But if the law passes, it would make it illegal to show websites with 1/3 or more adult content to minors. And the explicit websites would join a list of products or services that can't be sold to minors in California, which is pretty nominal. But it's not just going to be adult content. Rather, anything that is considered mature, R-rated, obscene, objectionable, it's going to join a very wide range of content that will be restricted if you're a minor or if you just don't have ID. And on top of that, being forced to give up your ID to even look at the internet just blows away the free and anonymous internet that we're currently enjoying. People, adults specifically, should have the right to get online and look up whatever they want, to learn about things, to not be forced to reveal themselves by the state. And it's not even a matter of California getting your ID, but every time they do this, it's always a third-party company that's subject to leaks, to hacks. They retain a record of what you look at. It's an absolute total mess, in my opinion. We've already got red states just clamping down on the internet with ID laws. If blue states start doing it as well, there's nowhere left to go. We're just going to lose the internet as is in this country, and that's going to be very depressing. The app, formerly known as Twitter, aims to increase its revenues with payments. Now, this is kind of a crazy thing. You would think, yeah, if they got paid, their revenues would go up. But no. What they mean is that X intends to have payments like Venmo, like Cash App, like maybe PayPal, which Elon Musk has already previously invented and or worked on, depending on your opinion. They want the X app to essentially be another Cash App. They want users to be able to send each other money back and forth, and this information is on payments.com, based on a wealth of documents submitted by X to regulators and obtained via Bloomberg via public record request. Because in order to be a payments processor, you do have to register with most of the states. There's a lot of like little legal loopholes and paperwork to go through, so yeah, they're almost certainly going to do this, and it looks like they're prepping for a multi-year campaign to launch its payment business, with the idea being it should see increased participation and engagement on the platform. This is so wild. So they're saying engagement and participation on the platform is low. You know what would fix it? If this low engagement platform also had money you could send around as if it were PayPal or something like that. According to the documents, X is planning a digital dashboard on its website and mobile app that will function as a hub for all payment activity, letting users send and receive money, store funds, and see past transactions. They'll charge small fees for some transactions, but no fees for other. It's kind of insane. This indicates revenue is down 40% from 2022. I'm surprised it's even managed to stay at that 60% level. It should be down even less. But PayPal has money transfer licenses in 28 states, and Elon says if it involves money, it'll be on our platform. Money or securities or whatever, so it's just like sending $20 to my friend. I'm talking about you won't even need a bank account. You mean like PayPal or Cash App or Venmo? They all work without bank accounts, to the best of my knowledge. I cannot imagine getting on the remnants of Twitter and the flaming, steaming pile of apocalyptic posts that are going on there and deciding, you know what? I want to give them my credit card, and I want to send money to people, and I want to trade securities on this platform that has no security of its own. Nothing bad can happen. Nothing will be stolen. Nothing will be hacked. I think this is total nonsense, and it's a bizarre way to boost engagement as well.